The Federal Reserve has formally authorized the use of XRP for payments, and Ripple has reportedly stated that they are prepared to give the SEC up to $10 million in order to finalize the lawsuit and reach a settlement that will enable both the Federal Reserve and BlackRock to start using XRP and even buy more than $50 billion worth of it. Additionally, this action coincides with a significant shift in the price of XRP and an impending rise that will cause it to soar to $10,000. Indeed, the General Director of Vehicle Capital has corroborated this figure, stating unequivocally that XRP will be priced between $10,000 and $35,000 with widespread use. Within the next 6 to 10 weeks, 100 XRP might literally turn you into a multi-millionaire, according to numerous other analysts. Therefore, it makes perfect sense that the actual price of XRP would hit $10,000. Indeed, according to one researcher, you should maintain these XRP prices on your price charts. $13.59, the settlement announcement $157.29, XRP's relisting on all exchanges $2,940.34, the Ripple IPO and bank partners, and $59,238.21 with global CBDC integration are the first prices he mentions. Claims that they are fact-based. The strange part is that a few weeks ago, a piece in Forge magazine highlighted a huge announcement: XRP would be boosted to more than $58,000. Guys, have a look at that. It's really bullish, and with the global acceptance of CBDC, it's pretty near to this number of $59,230.21. Now look at this. Ripple's CTO David Schwartz, also known as Joel Kaz, who is also the founder of XRP and the CTO of Ripple, has verified that Alvary Bank and institution, both in the US and outside, would utilize XRP. Before we show you any of these videos, which I believe are crazy and bullish, we must discuss Uphold. If you own even a single XRP, you should watch this video. Since Uphold is the most popular platform and the second largest holder of XRP, we have worked with them to provide XRP for free to everyone who watches this video. In essence, folks, if you register using my link in the description and complete a transaction, which might be for 1 penny, $1, or $10, you will receive up to $100 free to use to build up even more XRP. Once more, you can practically get up to one of them worth of XRP for free in less than 5 minutes, in the form of a generous referral incentive. It takes less than 5 minutes, and this is a very limited time offer. I strongly advise you to sign up, complete a transaction, and get your free money since, as I mentioned before, it's a fantastic chance that doesn't come around very often. Additionally, banexchange.com offers real-time price checks for Solana, XRP Ledger, and ERC20. Once more, all of the values are current, and they even offer utility and meme coins for the XRP Ledger. Therefore, you can use banexchange.com if you want to participate in that. Having said that, let's dive straight into the video for today. Simply put, the networks upon which they are based were not intended to offer such capability. It is a given that something will occur regardless. The shipping container revolutionized the physical delivery of commodities, changing and initiating globalization. The internet revolutionized the way that information is delivered. However, we are unaware of what the TCP/IP of money is. What is the value of the shipping container? That is unknown to us yet. However, there will be one. That's for sure. And changes will result from that. Additionally, I want to make it clear that one of the changes I anticipate and believe is significant is that the size of payments will significantly decrease. It's likely that many of you here work and receive pay every 2 weeks or twice a month. But why is that? Most likely you pay your payments once a month. But why is that? The reason for this is that payments are cumbersome and costly. However, if payments were easy and inexpensive, those frequencies might increase. While you're working, money may be beamed at you. To cover the cost of our accommodations, you could send money to your landlord. You know how those sound. I'll be honest, they sound stupid. Indeed they are. And I'll give you an example. If we were discussing email in the late 1990s, and you asked me what people would use it for, I doubt I could have provided you with examples. Everyone in this room probably has a cell phone which most likely has email on it, and hundreds of messages that don't resemble postal mail or the messaging that was used in the late 1990s. I couldn't have predicted any of that. In 2000, if you had asked me if I thought the internet had adequate bandwidth, I would have said that it did. Could I have envisioned on-demand video and Netflix? That is absurd, isn't it? Bandwidth is too expensive for that. However, the cost of bandwidth was reduced to nothing by the internet. And the world will alter if the cost of payments is reduced to zero. The SEC will ultimately receive $50 million. $50 million will be given to the US government. Even the possibility of making something available in XRP was discussed. Ripple is another that you enjoy. You mentioned that it's the coin to watch at the moment. Of course, why, alright. In fact, before the SEC looked into them, Ripple was the second biggest coin. A strange lawsuit was filed against them. Furthermore, the Ripple will essentially serve as the track on which everything will run in the future. As a result, they have now produced their own stable coin. Additionally, as I have stated, Bank of America handled all of its internal transactions. It is covered by 83 separate patents. Additionally, several amazing things will be released. Thus, Ripple is another that you enjoy. Stated. I also told David about something else backstage. I was discussing our main product, fiat to fiat, dubbed xCurrent, with one of the biggest global money center banks on the planet. And I'm kind of interrupted by this man. Yeah, that's nice, he says. However, I'm having trouble adjusting to Peru. Can I settle into Peru with the help of XRP? And to be honest, I thought, holy shasterisk T. For example, one of the largest banks in the world has more liquidity than practically everyone else. Furthermore, I'm not even attempting to discuss cryptocurrency and digital assets with him. I'm attempting to discuss with him the fundamentals of fiat to fiat. And he's already anticipating the future and understanding that this is something that can assist me in proving it and solving an issue. I don't want to state that the whole currency improved in terms of inflation or compliance risk or regulatory risk. They are therefore searching for alternative options. And once more, it will succeed if you solve a real problem for actual clients. Amazing. Thus, the Bank of America is also supporting the use of XRP. I'll give this a listen. The FedNow payment system will be replaced with the Ripple system and the XRP cryptocurrency, which will actually become a separate bank that the federal government uses. We've been discussing this for a while, guys, and it's really starting to take shape right before our eyes. You actually heard the Clip's owner Ripple C announce that they would be providing the SEC $50 million in addition to $50 million to the net state government. What do you suppose the reason is? The Federal Reserve of the United States of America is collaborating with them. Additionally, this picture will essentially demonstrate how the system will operate. Banks in the United States, as well as almost every other bank in the world, including those in Japan, Brazil, Europe, and Korea, will essentially use XRP to conduct transactions and make transfers. It will therefore be rather simple. You can transfer money concurrently at very little or no cost from one Mexican bank to another Mexican bank or from a Mexican bank to a European bank. And as we previously stated, after a Ripple release that gives Ripple Labs a certain win and declares XRP not a securities, the US starts to permit banks to use XRP. Furthermore, Gillings, the CEO of Ripple, verified that more than 100 institutions have already joined XRP and begun the process of conducting XRP transactions, outperforming Swift globally in the process. As we discuss XRP, let's move on to the XRP ledger, which is powered by the two primary tokens, XRP and the CTF token, which effectively supports all payments. The first payment incentive system based on the XRP ledger and the Polygon chain is the CTF token, which is also managed by the Crypto Trading Fund. It is getting ready to start taking institutional customers. Amazon and Volma have already been included to their beta phase, and the live posting feature is actually scheduled to be live very soon. This explains the price fluctuations we're experiencing with these token 1000s. I believe someone previously reported seeing the price of a CTF at $7,450, but it is currently trading at 62.37, or around 4%. And folks, if you look at this chart, we are examining it precisely as it is. As I previously stated, we are in an uptrend, and this is precisely what we are witnessing. We do appear to be on the verge of a huge breakthrough very shortly. Therefore, it goes without saying that if you're talking about accumulating before the breakthrough happens, the value will soar. Once more, this is no signal, non-financialized research. Actually, I want to stress that I advise you to perform your own research. Guys, according to these gurus, the timing is ideal. The $20 billion market has the potential to push the value of CTF tokens from their present price to $748, which means that for every $1 invested, you could potentially earn almost $1,000. Thus, you can get $700,000 if you make $10, $7,000, or $1,000. After that, you contribute $10,000, which is, I believe, $1.7 million. That's crazy. That is truly insane. $10,000 for 7.5 million. And this is the topic of our conversation. Although I never invest in anything and I'm not a financial counselor, I'm telling you guys to conduct your study, because these prices are still quite cautious. The ridiculously inexpensive levels, like Solana's market capitalization and CTF futures, will cause each CTF token to surpass $1,500, which once more is really attainable. In particular, according to their website, they have already enabled over $3.95 million, and this figure is rising daily. I noticed that it was trading at about $3.80 yesterday, indicating that the cryptocurrency trading fund is being widely used. One of the biggest blockchain reward systems is accessible on Ben Exchange, LBank and MEX. Thus, all of the links below are open to you all. You can pay out the rewards hook there after all. I'll be including all of the connections to the partners they've onboarded in the description below. Amazon and Walmart are onboarded partners for the test phase, so you can use them if you have an ID system that can scan. The PM Wash framework is becoming more widely used, and we're witnessing that in real time as institutions and partnerships embrace the CTF coin. There has been a lot of news at Amazon, as you can see. Actually, it's through the Cobra Trading Fund in collaboration with the XRP Ledger, since it is the payment incentives token of both the Polygon chain and the XRP Ledger. The trading fund is the most innovative concept on the XRP Ledger. Amazon is now utilizing and being onboarded to the Cobra Trading Fund. Additionally, the Cobra Trading Fund is essentially connecting Amazon to the XRPL as they develop their reward token on the XRP Ledger. Now, gentlemen, you can say, Devin, that you guys do your study and don't pass up opportunities because you're lazy, because there are a lot of bullet points from my personal view and possibilities in the crypto trading fund and the CTF return. Perform your study and make sure to include all of the links in the description below. You can use the websites cryptotradingfund.org and ctftoken.com to perform your research. Having said that, I'll be making the video today. I hope you everyone had fun. Please remember to subscribe to your channel so you can see your presentations. She's video. Peace and see you later.